of our featured short films, and this is the cast and crew. Would you like to introduce yourselves, guys?
I'm Adam Vaughn. I play Daniel in Rubber Duckie.
I'd wrap my arms around you and snap every bone in your back. 'Cause I want you, I want you, I want you, I want you.
Max Hambleton played Jesse.
I'm Henry Alberto, and I'm the writer and director of Rubber Duckie.
Awesome. Thank you guys for letting me come and pick your brains today.
Thank you for having us.
For starters off, I was going to ask Henry to give the viewers and anybody who's coming to see a film what Rubber Duckie is about.
Well, I mean, I always have a hard time describing it, but in a nutshell, it's the story of two boys who explore a sadomasochistic relationship in a seemingly post-apocalyptic world.
Awesome. I think that's the perfect description of it. It was one of my favorite films. It
Thank
was so
you.
fun to watch. What was some of your inspirations when writing it?
Well, it started off because on a personal level, I wanted to explore a violent relationship that I was a part of in an artistic way, so that's where it came from. And then it just evolved into what it is now with like the actors that we have and the location that we found, which really lent itself really nicely to the story. Yeah.
The actors were amazing. You
Thank
guys
you.
did a great
Sure.
job. What drew you two as actors into this when reading the script?
It was just very nicely sort of spaced, and the feel that you got from it just seemed like you really had a picture in your head, and it sort of reminded me of this. I don't know if you know this Tennessee Williams play, a short play called The Chalky White Substance, which has some similarities post-apocalyptic and a relationship between these two people, but it just sort of this sparseness with the dialogue and this intensity that you also knew was going on underneath was just sort of there when you first read it.
Awesome. For you?
It was just a different role, and I think as an actor, you want to do parts that are challenging, and that to me, this was it was beyond my comfort zone, and I immediately knew that's definitely something I should be working on. And then even in the audition itself, just the energy in the room, you could feel that Henry was somebody who really wanted to make this film and do it well. And so I got that vibe immediately, and so it was just overall it was just a really great experience.
Awesome. I know some of the scenes seem pretty hard to direct. It seems like it would take a lot of energy and getting to the actors in that place. What would you say would be the hardest scene?
Well, we briefly rehearsed, and I had conversations privately and separately and together of like where we were coming from in making it, and I just wanted to keep it as honest as possible. It wasn't so much about, I think the visuals happened naturally, and obviously our DP, who's amazing, Joe Obering, really brought a lot to the table and made my job easy, and like having the actors that we had, but I wanted to be more of like an observer rather than like in it, if that makes any sense. There were a difficult scene to shoot was the final scene, which I wouldn't want to reveal it because I think it's like important to like where they go as characters. But I know it was difficult for them, and it was also really personal. And I think it was like the moment where they were most vulnerable. So we had a closed set, and I think that's the one moment in the movie where you're like really in their world, and throughout we're more like observing what's happening and like where is this taking us, and why are we watching this? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Was there a lot of improv with the actors, or did you guys stick mostly to the script?
I think the core of the script was there, but I wanted them to be able to play, because I'm an actor as well, and I think it's important when a director allows you to bring yourself or what you've researched to the role. So I wanted to keep that freedom there, but I
can think of at least two scenes where it was very like two of the more comedic kind of moments that they had together, that I think that we had a lot of freedom in what we did, and sometimes it was like we just had one take to do it. Scene with the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
Yeah.
certain things happened that weren't written that are in the film. Like when you drop the pizza and yeah, I wanted them to feel safe.
I was
and that, like
legitimately
whatever
pissed about
happened.
Just legitimately pissed about pizza being down.
Those are always the fun moments.
Yeah, they are, and that's like as actors, if you have that freedom to play, it makes it shows in your performance, which I think is really evident in what you see in the final product.
Yeah. What did you guys take away from this, like as actors, like learning experience or?
For me, no. Go.
No, no,
Let's just
please.
keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's just maybe not something that I hadn't learned before, but something that you sort of forget of the nostalgia of being a teenager, and your emotions are so strong. There's not defined lines of really anything, and relationships are all sort of new to you, and you only know what you've been told for the most part. But I can just remember viscerally real life being that age, and just how things just aren't clear, and how feelings sort of can dominate the moment without it being able to be labeled or clearly identified in such an easy way. And just sort of that feeling of the overwhelmness of all of that, and not being clear of what it is that's going on inside of you,
Awesome.
For me, it was my first lead role in anything I ever did, so that was huge for me, and I was really excited when we spoke on the phone. Just one of those, like, I called my mom immediately after, that kind of thing, which was funny. So yeah, for me it was, okay, someone actually believes that I can act great, and then it was really working on my process, and now really like applying myself to the text and to the character work, and really sitting with this character, because it's a vulnerable part, but it's also it just took me to places that I've never been personally, or any of my personal experiences. So working on a character that took me outside of my comfort zone, I immediately realized there's not a role that I can't do at this point. If I can do this role, if I can go down Daniel's dark path, what the hell else can I do? So
Yeah.
it was huge, really.
I appreciate that. That's a big statement from an actor. So I really appreciate that.
Amen, brother.
And the relationship between the two characters.
We spoke a lot about
Yeah.
that, and I like the ambiguity of what it is. I think that was the intention when I wrote it. I don't know if they fell in love. I know, but like I don't know what
I
the
love
viewer's
that
gonna take
smile
from
at
it.
the end. The
Yeah.
smile that Adam has.
He
at the end.
definitely enjoyed it.
That was actually a tougher scene. Was that very ending, like, resolution to the whole experience.
The looks that you guys give each other just
Yeah.
made me like so happy as a filmmaker, just to be like, that really like made me inspired. Then
I'm happy. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
like my favorite moment in the whole thing.
yeah, and my favorite moment as well.
It's-
Like that with the makeup artist. Getting
It was
all-
important, and I wanted a really good makeup artist, and we found someone who I absolutely love.
Yeah, Shannon's so great.
So great.
Was that fun for you guys to get all
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It brings a lot to it, because when they do it well, and she did a terrific
She did
job.
such a great job.
It looks real to you looking in the mirror too, and it just
It's
lends a lot.
yeah.
Looking at the other person seeing them, it
I
adds
did this to
juice
you,
to it.
is,
Yeah.
that it's just does wonders for, any character work you
Absolutely.
do prior in pre-production, and then when you're on set, it just clicks.
For the innocent filmmakers who are watching this,
Yeah.
when did you know that you wanted to be a filmmaker, a writer, a director?
I've always known, and I think it was about really having the balls to put yourself out there. And I was always afraid of going the directing route, but I was like, if that guy could do it, I could do it. And I think passion and honestly just doing it, like making it happen, is the best advice I could give somebody. It's not easy. There's a lot of things that come up throughout that you don't expect, but it's really about making it work and getting it done.
Accomplishing them. That's the big thing, is accomplishing your work and finishing it, and having, even if you don't love it at the end, just making sure
Right.
that you finish it. I think is a very, very important thing to do.
I just directed a short in March. I think the biggest two things I took away from that was prep way more than you think you have to, or you should.
Pre-production.
100% more work every single time. When you think everything's set, it's not.
It's not.
It's just not. And the phrase "fix it in post" or "we'll worry about it in post" should not. Those words should not be able to be put
Ever be
together in
spoken.
that arrangement in a sentence.
So for Rubber Ducky, do you plan on making it a feature or is it a short?
I haven't explored that idea. I keep hearing it from like people that have read it or seen it. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm really enjoying it as a short now and where it's going now, and like audiences are finally getting to see it. So I don't know. I don't know yet. I can't answer that yet. Who
Awesome.
knows?
Well, thank you guys again for letting me come pick your brains. It's
Definitely.
awesome.
Thanks for
Thank
doing
you
it.
so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And don't forget to come see Rubber Ducky at the Wilmore 9 Film and Music Festival on August 3rd and 4th.